A tutorial on how to design a simple but strong logo in InDesign. Alright, first thing to do of course is to open up your application InDesign, which I have here, and I'm going to do Command N for new. Alright, for this assignment I'd like you to create a print in inches, and let's make the size of your artboard 8 by 8. Okay, I think that's a good size for one logo to present when you're finished with this exercise. All right, 8 8. We have inches. Orientation doesn't matter because it's a square. Pages 1. We don't have facing pages because it's just one. Let's get rid of these margins. I find a bunch of lines on my artboard just distracting. I'm going to put a 0 here and click right in the middle because it's got this chain link and it's all linked together. So whatever you put in one, it'll be for all of them. Ignore the rest and let's just create. All right, let's move some of this. I am working in Essentials Classic. And what I'm going to do right now is reset Essentials Classic. There you go. So everything is nice and clean here. Alright, so the main purpose of this tutorial is to set type on an angle, or a curve I should say. And it's specifically going to be on a circle. We're going to do a circle. I have prepared for everybody, if you go to Canvas and you look inside the module, you will have this all icons for logos, and I have a couple extra here that I'm using in my demo right now, but you basically have a coffee cup, a dog, fish, plant, rose, and a truck. What I'd like you to do is think ahead a bit and think of a possible application of a logo toward a company you're doing. I want to restrict you. You can only use one of these. They're icons. They are PNG, so they have transparent backgrounds. All right, so they've all been prepped for you. So let's start here. All right, let's go to, rather than this ellipse tool, let's go to the frame tool. There actually is another video I'm including with mine. The guy does a really good job. I like how he works, but he does things a little differently than I do. So I would encourage you to watch my video and watch his. All right? There's so many different ways to work in Adobe. So nothing is right or wrong. It's just simply what's the easiest and fastest for you. Okay, ellipse frame tool. There we go, selected. I'm going to do 2 circles, all right? I'll let you know why in a bit. All right, I'm going to hold down the Shift and Option key, so I have this perfect circle emanating right there. All right, now when I click off, it's going to kind of disappear because there's no color. So let's do this. Let's select, use our selection tool. Let's go down here. Let's select the outline, which is stroke in Adobe speak. All right, and let's make this black. I'm going to open up my swatches. I'm going to rip them off so I can have them handy. And I am going to choose black there so that this doesn't disappear. Okay, so there we go. We have swatches down here, and I'm going to duplicate this. So hold down your Option key, and you're going to get a double arrow. Click and hold. Obviously, another way is just to click on it, do Command C, Command V. There you go. Either way, you decide what you want to do. Okay? After looking at the icons that I collected, I decided I would do a dog park logo for the city of Long Beach. So let's do that. On the left-hand side, go to your type on a path. Now yours may look like this, just the T. Go to this little bottom corner here and click your do a right click and select type on a tool path. Okay, So let's start here. Click. All right. You get that flashing marker. Let's type Long Beach. So I would suggest you pick an icon and think of a story, a narrative for that. All right. When I saw the dog, I thought of how much my dog likes the Long Beach El Dorado, uh, the dog run that we have here. So I just decided on that. There's no other reason for that. You choose your own. There's a truck, rose, there's a fish. Okay, so you could use any of those for a possible company. Okay, let's get going on this. I'm going to select everything. I'm going to go up here to the top. Notice I am in A. Okay, you should be in A. And I'm going to choose, and you might want to start with this, a nice, bold, beefy font. So let's do Minion. Sorry, I forgot how to spell it. M-Y, Minion Pro. That's odd. I must be I must be spelling it wrong. Minion. And that's not it, so where's my Minion Pro? In case you think you're the worst one at spelling, you're not. I'm really bad myself. Here it is, Myriad Pro. That's why I do get these two mixed up, Minion Pro and Myriad Pro. We want Myriad Pro. There we go. Now underneath it's got regular. If you haven't already, check my video on loading fonts from the Creative Suite, your Creative Cloud. Please look at that, and I want you to download the entire family of Myriad Pro. It's a good font to start with. If you look at this, you should have all of these to select from. And I'm going to choose black. Once again, with typography, black is not a color. It's a weight, and it is the heaviest weight of a font. Okay, there we go. Nice. Let's do it centered. So let's go up here and click this. Whoops. Command Z. I didn't want that to happen. Let's go here and let's take care of this first. These are little lines. I don't know if you can see, but there's two lines that appeared when I clicked on the selection arrow. We want to put them right up the sides, okay? And then you got this tiny one right there. Now let's highlight Long Beach, and now let's click on this. There we go. So we had to define the parameters of it. I have done this before, so I do know that I want it to be 30 point. All right. And you're kind of wondering, why do I have it on top? Well, it's going to be inside. Both the fonts I do, both Long Beach Dog Park will be inside. But you have to, it's a little tricky, so just be patient and just watch. Okay, here you go, type now, go to type, and let's do type on a path, options. There we go. All right, choose rainbow, that's fine. I don't know why they call this rainbow, but it's fine, let's just do it. This is the baseline of type. I want the top, which is called the ascender, not the descender, okay? Sorry, that was descender, this is ascender. I also want the spacing that's way too tight, so let's space it out. Let's do minus. For some reason, the top likes minus, the bottom likes positive. I'm not quite sure, but I'm going to do 30 right now, and I'm going to do center. All right. I'm just curious to know what happens when you flip. Okay, we don't want that. All right, let's do OK. Deselect. Now, the reason I have this is because I want to do the other type on this. Okay, the other text. Here we go. Type on a path. Click. Here we go. Long Beach Dog Park. It keeps defaulting to Minion Pro. So let's do it once again. Let's do it to, where did that go? Myriad Pro. All right. So there we go, Myriad Pro. Regular, I want to do it black once again. Black. All right. I'm also going to do it 30 points. Excuse me. When you're working, sometimes it's to your advantage if you would take notes. So if you're wondering some of the measurements that you're putting in here, so that it's consistent with other things you're doing. Okay. Let's click on the selection tool. All right. I'm going to move this. Here's those two little lines again. Well, actually, these are the long lines. Here's that little line, the short line, and these long lines. You want to click on one and put it right here in the middle. You want to click on this one and put it right in the middle of here. All right. Now, let's select the dog park. Let's select here center, and there we go. Now we need to flip it here inside and move it away from the line a little bit. Okay, so let's do that again. Type on the path, options. All right, let's keep rainbow. All right, so align. Let's do to descender. That's the bottom of the type. Okay, and let's do bottom. Oops, I'm doing this wrong. Center, ascender. Nope. Flip. There we go. Now let's do, let's move it up. Center, there we go. And spacing, let's move this. I think we had 30 before. Now down here you don't do negative. For some reason you do in the plus. So let's do 30. I believe that's what Long Beach is, okay? Now it's on the line, I want it up higher, but we'll fix that in a bit. So let's just do okay. All right, so we have this all selected. Now what I'm gonna do is Shift, Option, while this is selected, and in your move tools with the arrow going up and down, left and right, let's move this up. Pretty nice. Okay. Now, actually, you can also letter space it out because it's too tight right now. So I'm still holding my Shift Option keys, and I'm going to use the right arrow. See that? And I want to see if I can match it to Long Beach. The letter spacing. There we go. It's a little bit more than Long Beach, so I'm going to tighten it up. Okay, Shift Option, left arrow. Good enough. Okay. Now, let's, what should we do? Let's do this in a black ring and or a dark gray, and I'm going to put my image of the dog in the middle. Okay? So let's do, there's a lot of different ways to do this. Let's first do the type, the text here, and let's go to our swatches. I want to make this white. It says paper. When you print it, it'll say paper instead of white. Okay, now I'm going to click on this, the actual circle, and I'm going to choose black. I don't know if I like black. Maybe a gray would be better. Let's click on black here. I'm going to go here for tint. Go in the middle for about 48, 50 point. I think I'm going to stay with that. Okay? The outside now, I want, it's black. This line is really way too light. So really you should get rid of it and do none, or make it thicker, make it beefier. You got to really say, I want this stroke. So go over here. Let's do 4 or 5. Let's do 5 first. I like that. Okay. Long Beach is a little bit too tight now. So let's go back here. Let's select it all. Shift Option keys, and let's go down. There we go. Now we got to spread it out again. Shift Option, right key. There we go. Okay. So we might have to do that with Dog Park too. Now in the center, I have to decide what I'm going to do. I think I'm going to have it green, and that'll like symbolize the park. Okay. So here we go. Ellipse frame tool. I'm going to hold down Shift Option key and pull, release. Okay, let's go look at some of our colors. We got a real bright, vibrant green here. That looks good. It's just doing the stroke. So click on one of these arrows here, and that will make it the center, the fill. Okay. This is a little bit too close in value. It needs to be either lighter or darker because it's too close to the green. So I'm not quite sure what I should do with this. Long Beach. I got 48. I'm going to make it a little bit darker. Let's see if that'll solve it. Yeah, I think that does it. I think I overdid it a little bit, but yeah, I think that's good. All right, let's decide what we're going to do for Dog Park. Should we leave it in black? First of all, we have to get rid of the stroke. Okay, the stroke should be none. All right. Now let's look at it without all these lines. Let's go down here. Right click. Let's do preview. Okay. There we go. That's good. I'm going to do a marquee over the whole thing. I'm going to go Object and Group, and I'm going to move it over here to the middle. Now I'm going to bring in a dog here. I'm going to bring in one of, and I'm going to refer to the all icons for logos. Okay. So how do you get an image to place? Well, you do right here, place, which is Command D. So let's do Command D. Dog, PNG, ping. And it's on this little holder. It looks like it's in a white square, but it's not. That'll disappear. I'm going to click and make it bigger, and there we are. There we are. There's our dog. Now, his tail is over the D. I kind of like it, I kind of don't like it. So let's make them a little smaller. Okay, so I'm going to make this a little smaller. Okay. Remember, you have two boxes. The red one is actually makes the image smaller. The blue one is just the box. Okay. So let's move them up here. I like when things break, like if you have a circle and it breaks out of the circle. I like it. So his ears and his tail are breaking out. I kind of like that. All right. So anyway, here's Long Beach Dog Park. We are done. You choose whatever icon you want to use. You create your own business or park or whatever. Okay. Now what I'm going to do is do a marquee over the whole thing, and I'm going to group the whole thing. All right. Now send this in as a PDF. How do you do that? Easy. File. You can do either export or PDF presets, and I just do high quality. If you're having problems with huge files, go down to smallest file size, okay? Don't send me 30 megabyte files, please. Should be under 10. Here's high quality print, untitled. Let's label it like I'd send it in. Jerry, let's do all lowercase, because I just like that. Jerry, let's see, let's just do a simple logo. Dash, what's today? Feb 18 or 19, let's just do 19. And that's it. I want it to go to the desktop, okay? So here we go, save. Just do the most recent, okay? That's all you have to do, because there's no pages, no spreads, anything like that. So let's just export. Now, if you want, you could make this larger. Now, rather than pulling it, because there's all these layers, it's going to mess it up, go up to Object, Transform, and Scale. And do it like 100, it's 150 is already there. Do it like 150, 60, whatever, however large you were working, and do OK. That's really the best way to do it. Let's get rid of these. We don't need these anymore. Put these swatches back. Command minus, let's look at it. Let's do it down. OK. So there, good. And then once again, save it as a PDF and send it in. And that is our demo. Once again, please look at the other video tutorial. I did mine this way. You might want to do it another. Remember, you can do any colors you want, okay? You don't have to put a big black band on this. You don't have to do gray or black. You can change things. But because I'm going to open up now one of these here, because this is, these are PNGs, which are a function of Photoshop, what you're going to need to do is, here we go, here is the fish. If you want to make it a color, say a blue, blue-green, you're going to have to bring it into Photoshop, just double-click it, it'll open in Photoshop, and all you have to do is use the magic wand and click on the black areas. Now it's missing this one and this one and this one. Hold your Shift key down and click on the other ones. There you go. You see you got the marching ants over all of it. All right. So now let's pick a color. Let's do that right now. You have colors here. I was using this and I made the dog brown, so it's brown right now. Click here for blue. And this little circle here goes to black, pure black and pure white right here. All right. I don't want pure black and white, so what I'm going to do is do a nice blue fish. There. It's a little bit too purple, so see this this marker here? Pull it down toward the green. Pull it down toward the green, and you'll get a green blue here. I like that, kind of a teal. Okay. Now what you do then is go up to Edit, Fill. This is your fill. It's asking you, what do you want? You want the foreground color? Do you want black? You want gray? You want white? I want the foreground color. That's this. Okay. All right. That's how you do it. All right. And then just save it as a paint again. Okay. Save as. Fish. Rather than copy, I'm going to put blue. Ended up being blue, which is fine. And it's a format as a paint. I'm saving it in the folder, all icons. Save. Save. Okay. There you go. Close this. It's going to ask you to save it. Say no. I don't want to save it as a PSD Photoshop. I have it as a ping. I'm okay. There you go. All right. So Long Beach Fish Park, or could be Long Beach, how about Koi Park, or I don't know, Fishing Lake or anything. You come up with something creative. After this project, we're going to get into another project where you're going to be doing a logo and branding a product, okay? And this will be an extensive project that we're going to be doing. It's going to be a really cool project. So this is all for right now. I am going to go back to QuickTime Player, and quit.